Hello, everyone. I'm Mario Florio from NBC 10. Welcome back to a food podcast where you can come to listen to all of the great things happening on the local food scene, whether it be a restaurant, an event, or community organization doing great things with food. And joining me now is one of our favorites. I know he's mine. I know he's your favorite chef as well. Frank Terranova from A Class of Cooking. Thanks for coming back, Frank.
Well, you're welcome, Mario. Good morning.
So we're going to talk about some two big holidays that a lot of people love to celebrate here in southern New England, St. Patrick's Day and St. Joseph's Day. Yes. So, of course, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Let's start with that. Okay. And what are some of the big foods that people like to enjoy on that holiday?
Well, you know, Mario, people are not going to believe, a lot of people are not going to believe this. Corned beef doesn't show up in Ireland. They don't eat it. A very good friend of mine, he passed away. He was a chef. He came from Cork originally. He lived in Rhode Island. And he said they use boiled bacon. What they do, they use like almost like a pancetta uncured. They roll it, they tie it, then they boil it. Then they put the cabbage, then they put the carrots, and they put all of that. Then what's ever left is excess. Then they make what they call a colcannon. And I'd had colcannon. We had a lot of students that have done, in my class, they came from Ireland. And I mean, it sounds simple, carrots, cabbage, and mashed potatoes. You give them a potato, they can do magic with it. It's unbelievable. And that's the whole thing. I mean, but the corned beef is more in the United States.
That happens a lot, doesn't it? Where something originally from another country, and then we Americanize it, I guess.
Yeah, they have to Americanize. That's what they do. We Americanize. Well, I mean, you know why? Because we as Americans are not going to take a boiled piece of pork belly. Mm-hmm. We'll do it what your favorite bacon, but I don't think you're going to boil it and expect people to slice it and eat it.
Yeah, I was going to say when you said that about it being basically bacon, I said maybe I'm somehow. Part of me is Irish because I love bacon. Yeah.
Well, everybody loves bacon. Everybody likes that smoke taste. But it's just plain. It's incredible. Or they'll do a what they call a picnic shoulder, which is a small ham. But no, corned beef doesn't, because they don't have that much beef in Ireland.
Very interesting. What are some of the other popular St. Patrick's Day foods?
Beer, Jameson's. They have Irish soda bread. Now, Irish soda bread reminds you of a gigantic biscuit. And it was used, it was a staple for the poor. And it just has baking soda, flour, eggs, and it's a very, very, very brittle type of a bread. It's very, very hard when they get it. I know some stores, I've seen it, I picked it up, and they put dough relaxers in, so they made it very, very soft and made it more palatable. But if you want the real deal, you have to go to a nice family that makes it, Irish family that makes soda. Because that's tradition. That's like walking into an Italian house on a Sunday and not finding tomato sauce. It's the same thing. But then, you know, the actual Guinness. I had a bunch of students do internships in Ireland, and when they came back, actually they didn't want to come back. They could not, and these are kids, and they could not get over how wonderful not only the people were in Ireland, but the food. Of course, the Guinness helped a lot, and the Jameson's whiskey helped. But they said it was just a wonderful experience being over there, safe. But that's the typical foods and what they serve as far as their beverages.
Mm. And in terms of, you did a nice recipe that I'm going to be tasting momentarily. It's a shepherd's pie.
Right.
Right, so tell us the twist that you made on that.
Well, it's shepherd's pie traditionally because, like I said before, in Ireland, way back when, the Irish, actually in Ireland, they do have some of the best lamb in the world because of the rain, because of the green pastures, etc. They don't have that much beef. Now they probably do. But the original shepherd's pie is made with ground lamb. Some of them do 50% gray lamb, some of them 50% beef. We did it with beef, and most people in this country will do it with beef. Because lamb I love lamb, but lamb is a taste that you have to like. It's something that doesn't really well with anybody. Secondly, it's a little bit pricey. It's not outrageous, but it's a lot more expensive than ground beef, and that might turn people off. So we did it this year we made a stuffed potato, and we did the same thing as you got with the shepherd's pie. The only thing, we put it in a potato, and because in Ireland, potato is this goes, if you want to read history, Google the potato famine in Ireland. I mean, it goes back. It's unbelievable, the historical significance of a lot of these foods, how food has developed into the cultures of the whole world.
Yeah, very interesting. So you did, what was in your filling for your
That was onion, some finely diced carrot, green peas, ground beef, Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of tomato paste, and I add just a little bit of beef stock. Cook it down until it gets thick. The trick with it, you got to bake the potato. You got to get it really crusty. Take it out, cut it, scoop it out while it's hot. Put the potato back in the oven for about 5 more minutes at high heat, so the shell becomes brittle. Because potatoes, I said before, potatoes have a lot of moisture. When they come out of the oven, they'll start to shrivel a little bit because all that moisture from the potato is coming out and it softens the skin. This way you'll have a nice brittle shell. And it's a one thing. I mean, you can eat the whole thing. Pick it up, eat the whole potato when you're done.
Yeah. So then the filling of the potato, you turned that into a mashed potato?
Yeah, took the potatoes and we added just buttermilk and a little bit of sour cream to make them a little richer. And I put them in a pastry bag. You don't have to. You can just use a spoon and dollop it on. Bake it until it gets a little brown on top and go.
And then you add what do you put first in the filling, the meat filling or the potato?
No, the meat filling goes in first and then the potato goes on top. Like any what they call a double baked stuffed potato, it works like that. But and I mean, a pound of beef, and you can make 4. You can probably make a good 6 potatoes. I did it with a little more than a half a pound of beef, and I fill 4 potatoes easily.
And any particular type of potato works best?
Well, some people like the russet, which is the big brown baked potato. They're dry, but I flipped and went to the California white. A little bit smaller in size, but they have I think they have a much more a tastier filling. But that's my personal opinion. I have nothing against. I think the russets are a great potato, and plus russets are gigantic. I mean, I've seen them. You could put everything in there. I mean, they're
I've
really
used them
big.
before. They can be really big. And I think you said to use the piping bag. I think it kind of gives it a pretty look to it.
Yeah,
too.
For presentation purposes, you always want to put it on a plate and make it look nice.
All right, time for me to dig in. This looks absolutely delicious. Oh my gosh.
Now I can see where the blog comes in.
Now you know how we name the food pass.
That's
the food podcast, right?
And if you look at it, Mario, it's not rich. It's not fattening. The beef was pretty lean. I bought a lean ground beef. You can do it now. You can make this fully vegetarian.
Really?
Okay, you can. Yeah, well, you can just pull. You can make it vegan. Pull the butter out. Pull the milk out. Just do the potatoes. Take the sour cream out, and you can replace with nothing but vegetables. You can, instead of using ground beef, you can use finely diced zucchini. You can use chopped diced beans. You could use like pinto beans. You could use chickpeas. That will give you the protein comparison that you're not getting with the meat.
And you still can have the same flavor.
Exactly, the same flavor.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'll stop eating it. And what do you call it?
This is called a shepherd's pie stuffed potato.
This is delicious for St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.